Truly.
And then...
But also, like, so the way that she, like, convinces Holly J to sort of, like, join her on this mission is that she's, like, really laying on that you're dating my ex-boyfriend guilt.
Yeah.
She does it in a kind of great, subtle way, though. She goes, here's my plan. So my best friend, who currently happens to be dating my ex-boyfriend, is going to get, which has nothing to do with the rest of the thing. She just slips it in there, and I'm like, kind of approve of that, Anya, actually.
But then we're with... So Adam goes over to Fiona's house to, like, practice play stuff or whatever, rehearse. Clearly it was never in drama, and Fiona is still drinking champagne.
I literally wrote, no, not the champagne.
And then I think that's kind of it.
I do understand that it's serious, and Fiona, like, for sure has, like, a serious drinking problem, but just the fact that it's exclusively champagne is, like, a little bit hilarious.
It's like, of course it would be champagne.
I think this is this not the scene when Adam tells her that he's trans?
He does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So they're
practicing. They wrote Adam is such a sweetheart.
Well, they're practicing the play, and I don't understand what the play is about yet again. What is with these children writing crazy plays?
I think she's a robot.
Too. I'm like, what is this play? Inventor bringing woman to life? Lady Frankenstein? Bride of Frankenstein?
Well, and
I did write Frankenstein ?
And we do see in her audition, she's saying things like, let's get a few things straight. I don't clean. I don't do this. I don't do this. I'm like, so maybe it's like subverting the whole, I have no idea.
I don't know. It's like weird science, but like woke. I don't know. And then he's coming out to her. And she's like, oh, okay. She's like, I kind of knew. I don't care. I'm from New York.
I know. I actually laughed at, I'm from New York. So it's like, I mean, fair.
It's a decent point. But yeah, she's like, oh, no, I knew. Like, yeah.
She's like, oh, okay. And then she spills champagne on him.
Well, she has a line first that I thought was interesting where she tells Adam, like, he says something about, you're okay with kissing me in the play. She goes, well, I'd rather kiss you than any other guy at the school. And
which is telling.
Yeah. And she says, wait, what? And he says, wait, what? And that's when she spills champagne.
Right. And then we're with Anya, and she's like at the restaurant or whatever that Dr. Chris is supposed to be at. And she makes Holly J fake choke on an olive.
Because, and I quote, I faked a pregnancy for you. Which
amazing
made me laugh. I was like, okay, that's actually fair. Holly J can fake choking if Anya faked a pregnancy.
It's insane. And she's like, all right. And then as soon as she like starts choking, Anya's like, she's choking. We need a doctor. And Dr. Chris comes over. And
I feel like knowing the Heimlich maneuver is like common enough that the odds of you actually needing a doctor while someone is choking, like I feel like a lot of different people could kind of.
Holly J is very lucky though, because the Heimlich maneuver can like break a rib,
right?
If you do it right.
Well, he does like one pump, and she's like spits out the olive. She's like, "Thanks, got it." And then Anya's like, "Oh, thanks. You want to join us?" And he's like, I'm clearly with a lady right now. I can't bye." And it's like, "Oh no, he's on a date or something." But then we go back to Fiona's house, and this is when Adam is putting on Declan's clothing.
And again, I agree with you. Why put on the tie? Like, just put on the shirt and pants.
Exactly. Or just the pants.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Because his pants were the only thing that got wet. Yeah.
Just put on the pants. No, it's weird. It's weird that he's putting on the tie. I don't understand why he's like, you know what I need? The full ensemble.
And then I think he's like, yeah, I didn't believe that whole great aunt thing. Well, I'm still bummed you didn't go to my party. And she's like, you think I'm a princess, but I'm not perfect, and I wanted you to find that out right away, la la la.
Well, she says a line that really broke my heart for Fiona, because I truly think she believes this, because she's talking about, like she acknowledges, she's like, I'm kind of messed up, and she says something like, I wrote the quote down, once you realize that you'll get sick of me, everyone does, and I'm like, oh, Fiona.
Poor Fiona. Like, I understand why Fiona drinks. I just feel so sad for her.
Fiona breaks my... That's the thing in this episode. I can't be mad at either of them because I'm like, I love you both and you both just break my heart.
I know. And then I think he must say, like, I'll never get sick of you or something. I don't know. Then they kiss and it's pretty sexy.
I know. I was like, if there had been no alcohol involved, this kiss would have been like A++.
And then... don't really remember. Oh, and then we're with Anya, and Holly J. And I'm like, Anya, listen to reason. He's too old for you. I think this is when she's like, he's 25. And
I actually wrote Holly J quit enabling her. So I feel like Holly J at this point has just been like, yeah, okay.
And then she like goes to call him, and then she hangs up, and then he calls her back, and then
his number is just in her phone. His number is just the hospital.
Yeah, and then this is also when we find out she's still lying about being in college, and
yeah, she says my college seminar at college ends at 5 because he asks her out, and I'm like, yes, that's very obvious. That's definitely what a college thing sounds like.
And then she's like, let's go to Little Mistakes, which is where Holly J works. And I keep forgetting that that's the name of that restaurant.
It cracked me up every time.
It's a stupid name for a restaurant.
It makes me laugh. I'm like, oh, they like puns.
And then we're at play rehearsal, and Fiona immediately starts like walking back the whole kissing thing from the night before. And I feel very bad for Adam. He's like, oh yeah, nothing happened, sure.
It just hurts my heart. I love them so much.
Me too. Yeah, I mean, she's like clearly freaking out, and then he's like just so sad.
And then we're with Dave and Connor and Wesley, and Dave's like, I got a date, la la la. And then he sees Sadie and realizes that she's way taller than he is.
Well, he doesn't even really realize it. It's Connor and Wesley are like, she's way taller than you. That's weird. Like, they're kind of being dicks. This is the least I've ever liked Connor and Wesley.
Yeah.
They get better later, though, because later they call him out and they're like, we were just, like, messing with you. You're being weird now.
Seriously. But, yeah, then Dave gets immediately insecure and is like, oh, no, she's so much taller than me. And I'm like, oh, my God, you're all dummies. And then this is when we're walking with Eli and Adam, and the scarf is happening. I don't even remember what they're talking about because I was very distracted.
They're talking. So Adam is explaining to Eli about how like the night before she was like really into him, and she'd been like drinking champagne, and then Adam goes in vino veritas, and he's like, huh, and Greek, and he's like, Latin, what? Okay, fine, whatever. But like basically like in what is it? Like,
in wine, there's truth.
There you go. That's the one. I was like, something about wine and truth.
And he's like, she was drunk and she was kissing you, which means she totally likes you, man. And Adam's like, all right, awesome, cool. I'm like, this is a little too, no, this isn't totally right, but okay.
Yeah, if a person only likes you when they're drunk, they don't like you that much. Or they do, but you still like shouldn't settle for a person who's only going to like you when they're drunk.
Yeah,
Right.
and I think that's kind of like what we end up dealing with later, because even Eli later is like, if she's still drinking to be around you, that's a problem.
Yeah.
Like, liquid courage at first is one thing, but now it's like...
Right. But then we're on Anya and Dr. Chris's date.
I just wrote 20 and a half, LOL.
Right. I wrote Anya's 20 and a half, Lord.
If you say and a half after anything, you're too young.
Yes. And yeah, I don't really remember. He's like, how old are you? You must think I'm so old. She's like, 20 and a half. And
Well, he guesses 20, and she goes, and a half.
Right.
And I'm like, okay.
right. But then we're with Dave on his date with Sadie, and this is when he's wearing the Lakers uniform. And then Sadie likes the Heat, and they get in like a basketball conversation. I don't know.
And then she tries to stand up to go help him with something. He's like, why don't you sit? I'll go get it. And I'm like, Dave, you're the worst.
Literally telling her to sit down, which is ridiculous.
He is the most insecure in the world. It's ridiculous. It's so dumb. I'm just like, calm down, Dave.
I hate Dave. And then Adam goes over to Fiona's house, and he's like, hey, just so you know, I'm dropping out of the play. And he's saying that to like manipulate her into saying that she likes him. It's kind of a weird, gross move. I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah, I didn't understand this because
Really? I didn't even pick up that he was saying it to manipulate her. I thought he genuinely was just like, I just don't want to do this and be around you right now.
The manipulation didn't even occur to me until you just said it, but it makes a lot of sense because I was confused by like the fact that he didn't just like not tell her or like call her on the phone and say it. Like, but he shows up at her door, and that does feel like
It
gross
felt
and manipulative.
Yeah, I didn't even pick up on
manipulative
that.
to me because he went over there to be like, I can't be in this play because I like you too much. And she's like, wait, but I like you too. And then he's like, great, I'm coming inside. And
But also, like, it's weird to me that he's like, I don't want to be in the play anymore. She's like, well, you made me sign up for the play. And he's like, because I thought I had a chance. And it, like, we love Adam so much, and Adam doesn't feel like a gross person to us. So, like, I want to give him the benefit of the doubt. But it does feel like you friend-zoned me, so now I don't want to talk to you anymore.
Yeah, no,
totally.
I see that.
And then she's like, come in, no. And she's still drinking. I'm like, no, stop it.
This is when she's wearing the top I like.
Okay.
Just in my notes.
But then we hop back to the Anya Dr. Chris date. And he's like, so, hobbies? And she's like, I LARP.
It made me. I wrote in all caps. A LARP Anya mention.
And then he's like, oh my god, no way, I played Dungeons and Dragons.
Which,
and I'm like,
again,
of
I
course
was
you do.
See, that's the thing. I was sitting here thinking, I'm like, I would date this guy, but I'm
Right?
26, so that's
He's
not
age appropriate
weird.
for you. Yeah.
If anything, I would be like, you're slightly too young for me.
Exactly. But, like, just my ship of the episode is Anya and Lurpin.
Forever.
Yeah, that's my OTP. But then Holly J comes over and is like, oh, you should probably get home soon, right? And Anya's like, oh yeah, curfew. And he's like, curfew? And Holly J's like, self-imposed. She's very strict with herself or something.
This is when I wrote, Holly J is the friend we all need and deserve.
Seriously, she's a friend to everyone in this episode. She's amazing.
And then she's like, and he's like, all right, cool. Like, I'll take you back to your dorm. And Holly J's like, go pay over there. And then Anya's like, where's my dorm?
It's, oh my God. Like, it is, like, the polite thing to do for him to, like, drive her. He's like, it must be so close to here. And she's like, uh-huh.
And then we are back at Fiona's house, and she's still drinking a lot. And Adam looks like a little bit uncomfortable with it. And then she's like, it just makes me feel better. And he's like, all right, you should have more then. And then she kisses him. And I'm like, this feels gross to me.
And she's, like, talking about the cheese. And he just goes, I like cheese. And I'm like, Adam is so out of his element right now.
He's trying so hard, and I think he's in some serious denial. Like, he's clearly,
Yes,
like, uncomfortable, but
totally.
he's telling himself, like, I mean, she's fine. You know, she's fine. It's fine.
But it's
Yeah.
also one of those, like, I don't really understand how rich people work. Maybe this is different. I don't know.
I know.
Hashtag maybe it's different.
Right. Because I think she does invite him in initially. She's like, I just ordered so much food anyway. Do you like foie gras? And he's like,
He goes, I do now.
Also, where in Toronto does foie gras deliver?
I don't know. Maybe there's like a French restaurant nearby. Who knows? And then we're back with Anya, and she's like, oh no, Holly J can take me home. It's on her way anyway. But then to end the date, she's like, but real quick, there's a mole I wanted you to examine. It's like her weird version of flirting. She's like, there's a mole I want you to examine right here on my neck. And he's like, I don't see anything. And he's like, are you seducing me? I'm like, there's a mole I wanted to examine is not a sexy sentence.
Yeah, I literally, mole examination, very sexy.
But it works and they kiss. And then
Well, she looks like that, so it works.
I was going to say, she's also attractive.
Yeah.
Like, let's be real.
But then we see after Holly J presumably drops off Anya, she goes over to check on Fiona, which I love that she just like goes and checks up on her.
Well, she's picking up a book. She left a book up
Okay.
there.
But I think, yeah.
I think they were planning to study. But I have a question. I mean, actually, no, it's not really that relevant. I was just, like, wondering, like, how you guys thought, like, Anya was planning to keep up this ruse. Like, what kind of levels is she going to go to? Because this is
Holly
insane.
J even asks her about that at one point.
I
like,
don't think Anya even knows.
yeah, because Holly J goes, she's like, I'll tell him eventually. And Holly J at some point in this episode, I don't remember when, says, when? After your second child? And Anya goes, maybe the third.
Like, how is she going to keep up with that? I don't understand.
I think Anya is just like in denial about it being a problem to begin with, because she's like, whatever, I like him and he likes me, we'll figure it out. But she has no real concept of like how it will actually be sustainable. But then Holly J goes by Fiona's place and like crashes the Fiona Adam makeout session. She's like, oh, okay, never mind, I'm gonna leave. But then she sees that Fiona's real drunk, and she's like trying to talk to Adam about it. She's like, Fiona's really drunk. She has a problem. Like, please look out for her. This is not good. And Adam's like, she's fine. She's not that drunk.
Well, Adam says she really hasn't drank that much. And I actually kind of believe him because I believe maybe she hadn't drank that much